Ladies and gentlemen, season 2 of Invincible is finally here. I just finished watching it, and let me tell you, that first episode was fire, but I was so confused. The beginning, the middle, the end, especially the end, had my brain. So I thought, why not go over it with you guys? You know, join me on the journey of recapping this whole episode and trying to figure out what the frick was going on. Honestly, let's just get into it already. First thing, we get a little recap, obviously, reminding us of everything that happened prior. Y'all know Mark getting his powers, Omni-Man killing people, Guardians of the Globe being made again, Omni-Man killing more people. Y'all get it. Then it cuts straight to someone getting hit through some clouds, and it's our boy Mark fighting the Immortal. Glad to have you back, my boy. And when I first watched this, I was like, oh, they're just sparring like Dragon Ball Z. They having some fun. Why are you hitting him so hard? We don't know exactly why they're fighting, but the Immortal implies that Omni-Man and Mark did something, which doesn't make any sense because Omni-Man is... What? This is where the confusion began for me, because after Omni-Man obliterates the Immortal, Mark finishes off the job, and for some reason he's unfazed that Omni-Man, who when we last saw them together beat the freaking childhood out of Mark, is there. Like, realistically right now it should be on site, but really it's the opposite. It's revealed to us that Omni-Man somehow convinced Mark that Earth should join the Viltrum Empire, which is just... What? Then we cut to this destroyed city that Omni-Man and Mark decimated. I know there's one city that looks like this at all times. Should I say the name? And while recording plays in the background of Mark explaining how cool Viltrum is, that's where we meet unnamed black dude. I can't tell you his name yet, it'll be important later. We see him run into a secret underground lair, and when he gets there, we see the whole gang is there, minus like, you know, 90% of them. We got Robot, he's back in his deformed baby body thing. We got Adam Eve, you know, she's looking a little rough, but hey, she got a haircut. So they started talking about this Grimace Shake looking liquid that could apparently take down Omni-Man. But then out of nowhere, Omni-Man and Mark come crashing through the ceiling. And immediately, Eve and Mark get straight to fighting. Omni-Man freaking kills Robot. And as Eve and Mark are fighting, you can pretty much tell she cannot hang with him. And he pretty much tells her resistance is futile. And then she keeps resisting, more people are gonna keep dying. Eve tells Mark she would rather die than to stop fighting. And Mark tells her, I would never kill you, Eve. Hey Mark, why you choking her like that? What you try to get in? Oh, but don't worry, Mark just said he just paralyzed her. No biggie. And apparently that's what he was practicing on a bunch of protesters the week before. What happened to Mark? And as Mark and Omni-Man are about to kill I still don't know his name, a portal comes out of nowhere below him and teleports him away. They still proceed to massacre everybody, but you know, at least one of them survived. Then we cut to Mark again, and we see him doing his regular superhero stuff like we didn't just witness him destroy a whole society. They're playing with my feelings right now. So is he evil or not? At this point while watching this, I assumed this was like a flashback of when Mark was good before he eventually gets turned by Omni-Man, and I couldn't be more wrong. We see his mama again. We find out it's only been a month since the Omni-Man fight, which is like, damn, a month? And you still not over it? Give me about a day. We cut to the Blue Crew, aka the Mauler brothers. Is that Duplicate's brother? Where they're trying to convince the guard, Pete, the last one who let them break out, to give them some better food, because I'm definitely not eating that. And he's flexing how they're not gonna get better food no matter what, even if they threaten him, because they're never escaping. They escaped. And the person who helped them escape is no other than our boy unnamed black dude, aka Angstrom Levy. I just want to say, I called it. He's pretty much a wizard. He can open portals and he's a smart dude. You can tell by the way he talks. And obviously he's not evil. I mean, just look at him. So why does he need the Maulers? Well, he doesn't need them. He needs their intelligence for a project that he has. What is that project, you may ask? Well, you'll find out later. Then we come back to Mark's school where we see all the students staring at him because they all think that his dad passed away. They're staring hard too. They're not even trying to be discreet about it. Like, what is this one mad about? That's where we see our favorite soon-to-be frat boy Todd approach Mark, and at first you think he's gonna bully him, but Todd hugs him. He starts giving Mark his condolences, saying he wouldn't want to lose his dad even though his dad sucks. We can only imagine a decent dad like his would probably hurt to lose. All this dad talk starts triggering Mark's PTSD, and that's when
Fly away, fly boy.
Amber comes in. Why is she still here? You know what? I'm gonna give her a clean slate this season. Whatever happened last season is water under the bridge. Let bygones be bygones. But just know, if you slip up, you're done. She starts comforting him, asking him if he's okay and how does he feel and blah, 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 blah. Honestly, Amber is right. Mark gotta drop this whole, I killed all those people. No, you didn't, bro. It was obviously your dad. So what if he used your face? You didn't do it on purpose. This freaking Yuji Itadori mentality, bro. Stop it. Mark links up with my dog, Cecil, and he requests to go back on missions. Cecil says no. Then we cut to the Pentagon where, yo, is that Donald? What is he doing here? I thought he got paralyzed and blown up. How is he still here? But we see the Guardians of the Globe fighting this huge red giant called the Giant. And his whole thing is that he wants to be president of America and an astronaut. They're struggling against this giant Cyclops meathead. And honestly, I didn't care about this section. This is just more development for that weird, I may look 12, but I'm actually 30 relationship. We cut back to the Maulers and Levy, where he tells us that in every other dimension, Mark and Omni-Man teamed up, meaning that intro we saw was not our Mark. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody still died though. This is where he also explains what he plans on doing with this huge machine that him and the Maulers are building. His plan is to capture one version of himself from multiple dimensions, attain their knowledge of that dimension, and use that knowledge to create cures for everything across every dimension. Pretty much multi-universal peace. He's such a good guy. And that's why he needs the Maulers, because they go with all that memory swapping stuff. And in exchange, the Maulers will get their own universe where people think that they're gods. Sounds like a pretty foolproof plan, right? It gets bad. We cut back to the Grayson home where we see Olga waiting with a knife. Nah, she was just making dinner. And we get this pretty sad scene of Mark's mom and Olga lamenting over the losses of both of their husbands. One literally and one figuratively. Pretty sad stuff. But you know, not that sad. Olga gives her this mysterious card. Mark comes home, goes upstairs, and then we cut back to the Guardians of the Globe, who are getting scolded to death by Cecil over their terrible performance. And that leads to him bringing in a new leader, the Immortal, and this other dude who I think is wearing the suit that we saw in season 1. And his name is Bulletproof, which probably means he's bulletproof. We cut back to my boy. Why is he still here? Anyways, they've been watching the Maulers and they found the warehouse that they've been working with Levy in. And they see a lot of energy coming out of there. We cut back to Levy and the Maulers and we see that the machine is ready. One step closer to multiversal peace. So they turn it on, a bunch of machine stuff starts happening, you know, electricity. And then our boy Mark breaks into the warehouse. Yup, I didn't mention it, but Cecil sent him in to stop the Maulers, which is really the worst time for him to be here because this is literally what Mark wants, just peace, and he doesn't even know he's about to stop it. So Mark starts fighting the Maulers and Levy's like, hey, chill, I'm trying to help y'all, chill, please. This is for the greater good, literally. Mark's not having it though, so Levy called in a bunch of other Maulers. Ugh, even a girl one. And they end up jumping my boy Mark badly, like badly. And see, the thing about Levy is he's a pacifist. He wants peace, but he doesn't want to sacrifice any lives in order to attain it. This is where it gets bad. Right as the Maulers are about to finish off Mark, Levy takes off his helmet and causes the whole machine to explode, killing every Mauler and every Levy there. And I know I said Mark shouldn't feel bad for killing people. I mean, even here, he still shouldn't feel bad, but this was the one time he shouldn't have interrupted, and yet he did. Mark goes home all beat up and cooks some dinner for his mom, W's son. Him and Amber get into the same college, so I guess W relationship. And then while Mark is outside after coming home from walking Amber, the Immortal comes out the shadows and pretty much tells Mark, now you listen here, you dirty Viltrumite. I don't know what you got going on, but I don't trust you, just like your father. And he flies away. Right before the episode ends, we see the aftermath of what happened at the warehouse. And that's when we see one of the Maulers survived with half a body, but he survived. Then he hears somebody struggling under the rubble and he assumes it's his brother. So he goes to help his brother out. And it was not his brother at all. It was Levy. But now he is the literal definition of big brain. But it's worse than we thought, because since he took off the helmet prematurely, now he has the memory of a bunch of other Levys, but he doesn't know whose is who. And you know what that means? He generally thinks Invincible, our boy Mark, is responsible for the death of a bunch of his friends, and he wants revenge. Then we finally get the title card that we were waiting on the whole freaking episode. Like, this episode blindsided me crazy. From Eve having no hair to Donald's resurrection and ultimately to Levy turning evil. This episode threw a bunch of stuff at us and I loved it. That's why I have to give it a 1 out of 10. Why is Amber still here? JK, I liked it. And moral of the... Hold up, I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
You should have died at birth.
Now I need a break. Try to run away, try to get away. So it could be